They thought they were untouchable. Men who ruled the streets but lived in luxury, hidden behind fake businesses, secret codes, and blood money. For years, they smuggled drugs worth millions across the UK, without ever being seen, without ever being caught. They believed no one could touch them. But the bigger the empire, the harder the fall. This is the untold story of the UK's most powerful drug bosses, who thought they could cheat the system forever until one secret operation destroyed everything. It started like a business. In the early 2010s, a new kind of criminal emerged in Britain, smarter, richer, and more connected than ever before. They weren't street dealers. They were international businessmen, running drug operations like corporate companies. Through ports in Liverpool, Dover, and Southampton, they smuggled tons of cocaine and heroin from Europe and South America. They used encrypted phones, private jets, and luxury cars to stay hidden. Every deal, every meeting, every transaction, perfectly planned. Their motto was simple: stay silent, stay invisible, stay rich. At the heart of it all was a man known as Richard the Ghost Reynolds, a Liverpool trafficker who never left a trace. His partner, Anthony the Brain Sutton, handled the money laundering millions through crypto and fake companies in Dubai and Spain. They built an empire worth over £70 million. Nightclubs, mansions, cars, and even charities were used to clean their cash. To outsiders, they looked like successful entrepreneurs. But behind the doors of luxury villas, the real business was drugs, guns, and power. They believed they were untouchable because no one could track what didn't exist on paper. The bosses communicated using encrypted phone networks like Encrochat and Sky ECC. These systems promised total secrecy, messages that deleted themselves, no names, no evidence. Police could hear nothing. For years, thousands of criminals used these devices to arrange shipments, payments, and murders, all from behind locked screens. The UK's National Crime Agency called it the invisible web of organised crime, and for a long time, it truly was. But in 2020, something happened that changed everything. French and Dutch investigators managed to crack Encrochat's encryption. For the first time in history, they could read the secret messages of the world's biggest criminal networks. Overnight, the UK's National Crime Agency launched Operation Venetic, the largest covert investigation in British history. More than 60,000 messages were decoded. Drug routes, payment plans, and even confessions were revealed. The so-called untouchables were about to face their reckoning. Police raids swept across the country. Dozens of suspects arrested. Warehouses filled with drugs, cars, and weapons seized. Reynolds tried to flee to Spain but was stopped at Dover with £400,000 in cash and fake passports. Sutton was arrested in his Manchester penthouse, surrounded by ledgers of laundered millions. Across the UK, more than 1,400 criminals were arrested. Authorities seized over 2 tons of drugs, £60 million in cash, and hundreds of luxury cars and watches. The so-called ghost network was destroyed, not by guns, but by technology. Today, Reynolds and Sutton serve long prison sentences. Their empire gone. The men who once lived above the law now spend their days behind cold, gray walls. But the shadow of their empire still lingers. New traffickers are always ready to rise. Still, Operation Venetic proved one truth: no matter how powerful you think you are, the law will always catch up. Their arrogance made them believe they were untouchable. But in the end, every empire built on lies must fall. Thank you for watching. If you found this story gripping, subscribe for more UK true crime documentaries, where we uncover the real stories behind Britain's most powerful criminals. This was untouchable drug bosses who believed they'd never fall. And remember, the higher they rise, the harder they fall.